Hey everybody, and welcome to TalkChain, the podcast where we get into everything crypto related. My name is Matt, and Rob is above me. How you doing, pal?
Doing good, man. Yourself?
Doing fantastic. And today we are going to talk about HitBTC and what people should look out for and the telltale signs of something to come, perhaps. And we also want to sort of liken this to what we already know about other exchanges that have fallen to pieces. So we're going to get into that after just a quick little market recap. $431 billion, Bitcoin dominance 34.7%. Everything is looking kind of green right now. I think we're doing some sort of consolidation phase where we want to really see whether or not we're going to get significant buyers to pump this market back up to test higher highs, but we'll see what goes on. I'm not holding my breath for any direction, up or down. I don't know what you think, Rob.
Again, just a slow and steady increase is all I'm looking for. I don't want to see it go up to 10 tomorrow, and I don't want to see, obviously nobody wants to see it go down to 7, but just a couple percent here and there, gradually get us up to where we need to be. That would be ideal.
Yeah, I'd be happy with that too, frankly. And right now the equity markets are very volatile, so I have enough volatility there, and I don't need it in crypto. Okay, so let's talk about this HitBTC. Forget the stupid market. So I got the Wikipedia up right now. They're a European-based cryptocurrency exchange, and they've been around for a few years, and their volume is actually surprisingly high. I wasn't aware of this, but 500 million USD is traded every day as of December 2017. So they're not the biggest player out there, but they're definitely not insignificant.
No,
And
they've got to be a top 10 probably in terms of volume anyway.
you know what? I'll pull it up on CoinMarketCap right now. But anyway, the reason why I want to bring it up is because we've noticed on Reddit there's been a lot of users complaining about their withdrawals not being able to happen and sort of not being able to deposit ether if it's through like a smart contract. So there's some like sort of shady stuff going on, and I'm trying to look at the volume, Rob, and
Yeah,
I don't know if you see
that's
it.
fine. I know it's number 19 on Coin Market Cap, 18 or 19 right now, but that's with some of the other pairings, like Binance is on there twice.
Oh,
Oh yeah, OKEX is on there like 4 times before. But yeah, in terms of volume, it appears to be like top 10, top 12. But there's an issue with people sending money through an Ethereum contract, and that Ethereum essentially just kind of disappearing, which has been kind of an ongoing issue. If you take a look at our hit BTC, and even if you just look at the things that are going on there today, you're seeing that there's a number of people complaining about their funds going missing in a number of different scenarios. And even if you go into any of the actual postings, there's a number of comments following. So even if you look at today, it's like currency operations not available. People are having issues with their two-factor authentication. With apparently there's the timing is off, or it might be off, so people aren't able to log in even though they have thousands of dollars in their accounts. So, sorry, were you going to speak?
no, just yeah. So it seems like there's some shady stuff going on, and I think people are worried that they're using existing money to use as withdrawals for other people who have been waiting for like 2 months to get their money out. So that mixed with the 2FA not working properly, it just makes it seem like they're dragging their feet specifically so that they can put enough time between exchanging money to different people because they don't actually have the money. And now this is all hype, so we don't actually have facts on this. I just want to make that clear. We're just kind of speculating, and it's based on this one post that was in the cryptocurrency subreddit, and he actually did a little bit of a deeper dive looking at what's going on, and just how long it's been taking them to actually verify people so that they can get their money out. And we saw this exact same thing in the BitGrail disaster that happened a couple months ago. So I'm going to go out on a limb here and just say that if they refuse to verify you for 2 or 3 months, it's worth being suspicious, and it's worth trying to take out a significant portion of your funds from that exchange if they're not even communicating with you properly at that point.
Yeah, and that seems to be what's going on. They actually have an account on Reddit that's just you HitBTC, who seems to be responding semi-frequently to some of these questions, and it just looks like they just say that their tech support team will take a look at them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think if you can get in, the people who are having 2FA problems, I think those people are the ones who are probably the worst off because they can't log in at all. So it's unfortunate because it looks like people are kind of being hit from a few ends. People who are depositing are having issues, and people who already have money in there can't access their money.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult to see. It's going to be difficult once this all kind of catches up to people, and once this gets more well known, because this is the first time I've seen it. But as soon as you go into the HitBTC subreddit, and even if you go to top this month, it's all of the top are just complaints about people not being able to access their money. If you go to their Twitter, the latest Twitter post that they have of their own is promoting clout being added to HitBTC, and there are 250 comments. About half of them are complaining about not being able to get money out. So it's not, although it is kind of hearsay, it really does cause some concern with whether or not they are purposely doing it, or whether, I don't know, there is an actual problem with their systems, and hopefully it is just a problem with their systems.
Mm-hmm.
But just like the amount of errors and the amount of ways that people are kind of not being able to access their money is getting a little questionable.
Well, I think also when it comes down to it, it doesn't really matter if it's actual fraud or if they're just really terrible at doing their job of providing you your money when you want it. Either way, to have to wait 2 months to get your money out is pretty ridiculous. So it shouldn't matter to you necessarily at this point. Just if you don't want to wait 2 months to get your money out, definitely stop using this exchange, or put a request to get your money out immediately, and definitely don't open an account. But if it is some sort of fraudulent stuff going on, you have more incentive to not even bother with this, because you're risking your money, your coins or whatever. And I think another weird thing that was going on is they're supposedly increasing their fees for withdrawal to incentivize people actually keeping their money on the exchange. And that's not necessarily a fraudulent thing. It could just be that they want more money or more fees. So that doesn't necessarily mean anything shady is going on, but all of these little nuggets of evidence make it seem like there's something behind the curtain, and I think people should just be nervous or be a little bit more weary when it comes to this exchange in particular.
Well, especially with what you're seeing kind of go on throughout the community, just even over the last 2 weeks, with CoinCheck hack, BitGrail hack, and it seems to be that I don't know what's making these issues come up now and why they're all happening at once.
Mm-hmm.
If it is a hack, maybe it's just a team of people hacking all of these exchanges and kind of causing some serious problems. And if so, then obviously that would be brutal. but it would kind of, at least it's really just from a tech standpoint. It's not them being them like robbing people. It's more they got hacked and are trying to deal with it or cover it up, I suppose, which is probably fraud at best.
Well, yeah, it doesn't seem like there's anything wrong with the tech. That's the annoying thing. It's just people who are cutting corners at the exchange level. So like the actual tech never seems like it's the problem. I mean, except for that whole Ethereum fiasco. But like the coin check hack, that had nothing to do with NEM itself, and the BitGrail thing had nothing to do with Nano. So none of these coins have inherent problems, but if the exchanges aren't trustworthy, then there's no point, because the coin security is useless if the exchanges are just going to get hacked and you're going to lose everything anyway.
Yeah, it makes it tough because no one really knows who's going to be next, and no one knows if they'll be personally affected. I'm sure people on HitBTC feel more secure than people on BitGrail right now, even though they're kind of in a similar situation. But the same thing could happen with Binance. The same thing can happen with Coinbase. And you really have no idea.
Yeah, and that's the frustrating part. But I think we saw a real contrast between Binance and these other exchanges. So CZ, whatever his name is, the CEO, he was very active on Twitter, giving updates frequently on what was going on with the situation, and then he had a big write-up afterwards about what happened. So I think that sort of transparency, if there's an iota of lack of transparency, that should already bring up red flags, and this is happening clearly with HitBTC. So I don't think that it's worth risking it, and if anybody hasn't done so yet, put a request to get your money out of there.
And apparently the easiest way to get it out is through a withdrawal with Litecoin or Dogecoin, if you feel like. Unfortunately, Dogecoin, but let's try Litecoin first. And if that works, then great. And if not, maybe move your way to purchasing 10 million Doge.
Yeah, that coin is definitely overdue for a pump.
Overdue for a pump, but pretty stable, consistent. Like it's been around since 2014, so it's pretty reliable.
Yeah. All right, so that's about it that we have for you guys. One thing that I wanted to bring up is that this week, something to keep in mind is there's another Senate hearing with the CFTC regarding cryptocurrency regulation. That is happening at 9:30 Eastern Time on Thursday, February 15th. So,
do you know what the difference will be?
No idea. I think it might just be a different group of senators that are involved here. It's under the Agriculture, Nutrition, and Forestry heading. No idea the relevance of that, but I think people from the CFTC will be there, and it's just something to keep in mind. It's not till Thursday, but I'm gonna definitely be watching that when it airs.
Yeah, maybe we'll have a live report while it's on. That'll be cool.
Definitely, and also look out later this week, guys, because we're gonna get a live showing of Matt and Rob together in person for the Talk Chain podcast. So
maybe wasted.
Maybe after some beverages. So everybody can look forward to that.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, as well as share on Reddit, Facebook, anywhere else, as well as follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at TalkChainPod.
Yes. Thank you very much, Rob, and thanks everybody for watching. And with that, we will wrap it up and see you next time.
Take care.